Well, Sally, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us as always. How did Tararua cope with the cyclone and the aftermath?
Yeah, look, east of the Puketois, which is the hills that run down towards the coast, got hit pretty hard. Over 300 mils of rain for a lot. So quite a bit of damage. Herbertville, Akatio, Pongaroa, Yuri, and even Kumaroa have been impacted. What's the recovery like now? I suppose you're still in recovery mode, but is it going well? Yeah, look, the response has been wonderful. Rural Support Trust have led a outreach program where they've gone with the NPI, iwi and council to go and visit all the farms. I think they've pretty much got everyone covered now, and by memory of the 500-ish that were visited, 50 had needs that required a revisit. And now they're sort of getting food and things like that when they need. And of course that food situation, the Feed Coordination Service with Federated Farmers and MPIs kicked into gear. Probably the issue is probably getting the feed to you. Is that correct? Yeah, look, at the moment, as far as I'm aware, the feed need is not high here. But what we're asking across the whole of the East Coast, all the presidents have had a conversation about this, is to try and get it committed through the feed service, the feed line coordination, so that it's not going somewhere and just sitting there. Like there's huge stockpiles in Waipaparau at the moment, and it's hard on the people that are up there trying to deal with that stuff. So we'd much rather it went farm to farm and went to those who have identified needs. For some farmers up around Gisborne, it might be that capital stock needs to come off for the winter and go to grazing. So rather than getting frustrated because bridges are out and you can't get feed in there, we're asking people to just tally ho, put your feed that you've got into the feed line or the feed that you need, and we'll match them up. I suppose it's later on in winter that the real issue is going to arise, isn't it? At the moment, possibly there is still enough feed around. Areas like Hawke's Bay up to the cyclone had never had so much feed. So if there's any positive, if you've lost half your hill and it's got twice as much feed, you've probably still got the same amount. But that's not really probably helping someone who's hearing this. But it will be winter, and farmers will now be making those feed budget decisions. One of the greatest, holdbacks for stock, it will be containment with fencing. So we want to give them a chance to assess what they need on farm, and if they can get the fences up and things like that pre-winter, or if they are better to bring stock off. Now another issue, red tape, and you reckon to speed up recovery, cut the red tape from various councils, etc. Yeah, look, Fed's pushing very hard. We've written to the Minister for the Environment, David Parker, requesting that the Kaikoura-like provisions are enacted. All the legislation is there from that event. And that would just allow us to get past some of the RMA stuff. And Horizons have been very good in that they've, said farmers, go ahead. Look, if you've got the digger on the farm, go ahead and put a culvert in. The like-for-like was problematic, and they've now recognised that, look, if you need to put a bigger culvert in so that it's future-proofing that we don't want farmers to be doing it twice. So very responsive to some of that stuff. So building back better and smarter is effectively what you're saying? Absolutely. Couldn't have put it better myself.